She sold my $50,000 game for $20. She thought it was just clutter. The dust outline was the first thing I saw. It was a perfect, rectangular negative space in the layer of gray dust on the top shelf of the closet, a ghost of the object that had sat there, undisturbed and protected, for 7 years. I stared at that empty rectangle, my work bag slipping from my shoulder and hitting the floor with a heavy thud. The sound was dull, final, like a gavel coming down in a courtroom. I didn't breathe. I couldn't. My lungs felt like they had been filled with concrete. I dropped to my knees, frantic now, tearing through the sweaters and the shoe boxes on the floor. Maybe it fell. Maybe she moved it to dust. Maybe I was hallucinating. I threw a pair of her boots behind me. I ripped open a box of winter coats. Nothing. The acrylic case was gone. The factory seal was gone. The gray box with the golden shield was gone. Honey, is that you? Sarah's voice floated down the hallway from the kitchen. It was cheerful, light. It was the voice of a woman who had a good day. It was the voice of a woman who had absolutely no idea she had just incinerated our future. I stood up. My knees popped. I felt a cold sweat breaking out on my forehead, the kind that precedes a heart attack or a car crash. I walked out of the bedroom, my feet heavy, dragging against the carpet. I found her in the kitchen. She was counting cash on the island. A stack of ones, a few fives, and a single, crisp $20 bill. She looked up at me, her face flushed with pride, a glass of white wine in her hand. You're home early, she beamed, sweeping the money into a little pile. Guess what I did today? I looked at the money. It couldn't be more than $100 total. Where is it, Sarah? I asked. My voice was a rasp. I sounded like I had swallowed broken glass. Where is what? She took a sip of wine, oblivious. Oh, the closet. You noticed. I finally tackled it, Mark. I told you I was going to do a purge before spring. I felt so productive. I put up flyers this morning and had a garage sale while you were at work. I got rid of so much junk. Junk, I repeated. The room was starting to tilt. Yes, those old coats, the broken toaster, and all that childhood stuff you keep hoarding. She waved a hand dismissively. I mean, honestly, Mark, we're 30 years old. Why do we need a closet full of toys? Sarah, I stepped closer, gripping the edge of the granite island so hard my knuckles turned white. Please tell me you didn't sell the gray box. The one in the plastic case. The one on the top shelf. She rolled her eyes. A playful, silly husband roll. The Nintendo tape. Yes, Mark, I sold it. It was gathering dust. You haven't played it in years. You don't even have a Nintendo machine. It wasn't a tape, I whispered. It was a sealed copy of The Legend of Zelda. First production run. No reve, round seal of quality. Okay, nerd, she laughed, picking up the $20 bill and waving it in my face. Well, clearly someone else wanted it. A nice kid came by. A teenager. He saw it and his eyes practically popped out of his head. He asked how much. I told him $5, but he was so sweet, he gave me a 20 and told me to keep the change. Look, pizza money. We can finally go to that Italian place tonight. She tried to tuck the bill into my shirt pocket. I slapped her hand away. It was a reflex. I didn't mean to strike her, but the sight of that $20 bill, that singular, insulting piece of paper, triggered a primal defense mechanism in my brain. The bill fluttered to the floor. Sarah gasped, clutching her hand to her chest. Mark, what the hell is wrong with you? You sold it for $20. I screamed. The sound tore out of my throat, raw and terrifying. You sold my retirement fund for $20. Retirement fund? She stepped back, looking at me like I was insane. It's a video game. It's from the 80s. It's obsolete plastic. Mark, stop acting like a child. It wasn't plastic. I roared, grabbing my phone from my pocket. It was an asset. It was graded 9.4A+ by WADA. Do you know what that means? Do you have any idea what you just did? You need to understand that this wasn't an isolated incident. This wasn't just a mistake. This was the culmination of 5 years of disrespect. Sarah never saw my interests as valid. Don't miss the excuse she's cooking up right now, which is going to be the final nail in the coffin. Click here to watch full video.